Pagan revivalism is a growing movement. People are rediscovering ancient religions. These religions were practiced long before the big world faiths we know today. They are often called nature religions. This is because they see the divine in the world around us. Think of the trees, the rivers, the mountains, and the sky. For these ancient people, everything was alive with spirit. Pagan revivalism is about bringing these old ways back to life. It is not about copying the past exactly. Instead, it is about finding inspiration in these ancient ideas to create meaningful spiritual paths for our modern world. It is a heartfelt search for connection. This search is a deeply personal journey for many. It is a way to find a spiritual home that feels authentic. Many people feel something is missing in modern life. They feel disconnected from nature and from their own roots. Pagan revivalism offers a different way of seeing the world. It suggests that we are part of nature, not separate from it. It encourages us to listen to the land and to honor the cycles of the seasons. It is a path of direct experience where you find your own truth through connecting with the world. It is about waking up to the magic that is all around us. The purpose of this revival is not to turn back time. We cannot live exactly as our ancestors did. The world has changed too much. Instead, the goal is to take the wisdom of the past and apply it to the challenges of today. It is about building a future where humans live in better balance with the planet. This means rediscovering a sense of respect for the earth. It means finding ways to live that are more sustainable and more harmonious. For many, it is a form of spiritual activism. It is a way to heal our relationship with the natural world, one person at a time. So when we talk about pagan revivalism, we are talking about a diverse and vibrant movement. It is made up of individuals and groups who are all looking for something similar. They are looking for a spirituality that is grounded in the earth. They want a faith that honors both gods and goddesses. They seek a connection to their ancestors and to the history of the land where they live. It is a creative and evolving spiritual path. It is a way of weaving together the old and the new to create a beautiful tapestry of belief and practice that speaks to the soul in the 21st century. Ancient nature religions shared some key features. One of the most important was polytheism. This is the belief in many gods and goddesses. These were not distant, abstract beings. They were powerful forces connected to the world. There was a god of the sun, a goddess of the moon, a spirit of the river, and a deity for the harvest. This meant that the divine was everywhere. You could feel its presence in the warmth of the sun or the power of a storm. This belief in many gods helped people feel a close and personal connection to the different parts of their world. It made the universe feel like a community of living beings. Another core belief was animism. This is the idea that everything has a spirit or a soul. Not just humans and animals, but also plants, stones, and rivers. The entire world was seen as alive and conscious. This belief created a deep sense of respect for nature. You would not carelessly cut down a tree without asking its spirit for permission. You would thank the river for its water. This way of seeing the world meant that humans had to live in a respectful relationship with everything around them. We were part of a web of life, and every strand of that web was sacred and important. Rituals and ceremonies were central to these religions. People followed the cycles of the seasons closely. They celebrated important times of the year like the longest day in summer, summer solstice, and the shortest day in winter, winter solstice. There were festivals for planting crops and for harvesting them. These rituals helped people feel connected to the rhythm of the earth. They were a way to give thanks, to ask for blessings, and to mark the passage of time. These ceremonies were often held outdoors, in special places like sacred groves of trees or ancient stone circles, strengthening the bond with the land. Passing on sacred knowledge was also vital. This knowledge was often shared from one generation to the next. It was not always written down in books. Instead, it was passed on through stories, songs, and direct teaching. In some traditions, there were special ceremonies of initiation. This is where a person would go through a process to become a full member of the spiritual community, like a priest or priestess. This process was a deep, personal transformation. It was about gaining a deeper understanding of the mysteries of life and the sacredness of the world. It ensured that the wisdom of the ancestors would not be lost. One of the biggest reasons for paganism's return is our growing concern for the environment. We see the damage being done to our planet every day. Pollution, climate change, and the loss of wildlife are huge problems. Many people feel that mainstream religions have not done enough to address this crisis. Paganism offers a different perspective. It teaches that the earth is sacred. It is not just a resource for us to use. It is our mother, our home, and a living being. This belief inspires a strong desire to protect and heal the planet. It makes environmentalism a spiritual practice. Many people are also disappointed with mainstream religions. They may feel that these religions are too rigid, too dogmatic, or too focused on sin and judgment. They are looking for a spiritual path that is more personal and empowering. Paganism offers this freedom. There is no single holy book or central authority telling you what to believe. Instead, you're encouraged to find your own connection to the divine. It is a path of personal responsibility and direct experience. This appeals to people who want a spirituality that feels authentic and meaningful to them, rather than something they are told to follow without question. There is also a deep desire to connect with our ancestors. In our modern, globalized world, many of us feel disconnected from our roots. We may not know much about where our families came from or what they believed. Exploring paganism can be a way to reconnect with that heritage. For someone with European ancestry, for example, learning about Celtic Druidry or Norse Heathenry can feel like coming home. It is a way to honor the people who came before us and to feel a sense of belonging to a long chain of history that stretches back through time. This connection can provide a powerful sense of identity and stability. Finally, paganism offers a sense of enchantment and magic in a world that can often feel dull and materialistic. It reawakens our sense of wonder. It suggests that there is more to reality than what we can see and measure. The world is full of mystery, beauty, and spirit. By practicing rituals, celebrating the seasons, and connecting with nature, people can bring a sense of the sacred back into their everyday lives. This can be incredibly healing and fulfilling. It helps people see the magic in a sunrise, the wisdom in an old tree, and the divine spark within themselves and others. Modern paganism is not one single religion. It is a family of different spiritual paths. One of the most well-known is Wicca. It was developed in the mid-20th century. Wiccans often worship a god and a goddess. They follow a code that says, "An it harm none, do what you will." This means they try to live without causing harm to others. They celebrate 8 seasonal festivals a year, known as the Wheel of the Year. Wicca places a strong emphasis on magic, nature, and personal responsibility. It is a path that honors balance, especially the balance between the masculine and feminine divine. Another path is Heathenry, also known as ancestral. This is the reconstruction of the pre-Christian religions of the Germanic and Norse peoples. Heathens honor gods and goddesses like Odin, Thor, and Freya. They place a high value on virtues like honor, courage, and hospitality. Their spirituality is deeply connected to their ancestors and to the sagas and myths of Northern Europe. Druidry is another important path inspired by the ancient Celtic priests of Britain and France. Modern Druids are deeply connected to nature, especially trees. They focus on wisdom, creativity, and living in harmony with the land. Many people do not follow one single established path. They are often called eclectic or solitary pagans. These individuals create their own unique spiritual practice. They might draw inspiration from many different traditions. They might be inspired by Celtic myths, Greek gods, and Native American spirituality all at once. They listen to their own inner guidance to build a faith that works for them. This approach is very common in modern paganism. It highlights the movement's focus on personal experience and freedom of belief. It is about what resonates with your heart, not what a book tells you. Looking to the future, paganism offers valuable wisdom for the challenges we face. Its core theme is the sacredness of nature. This idea is more important than ever as we confront the ecological crisis. Honoring the divine feminine in the form of goddesses helps to bring balance to a world that has often been dominated by masculine perspectives. The focus on right relationship with the earth, with our communities, and with ourselves provides a strong ethical foundation for living a good life. By looking back to these ancient roots, we can find the inspiration and the tools to build a more balanced, respectful, and magical future for everyone.